been Astronomy Club for about 18 years. I've also been volunteering here at the George for about the same time. I enjoy looking at deep sky objects. I have a couple of telescopes of my own, an 8-inch and a 20-inch, and I enjoy looking at deep sky objects and planets. Tonight here at the George Observatory, I'm operating the 36-inch telescope, and we're going to start off looking at Jupiter. Jupiter's a good bright object out here to start with to get the public going until it gets dark enough. We have to start observing before it really gets dark, so we need a bright object to start with. And after that, we'll probably go to M13 and show them something in the deep sky.
Dennis, this, as I pan over here, is the 36-inch telescope. Can you tell me a little bit about this telescope?
The Guimard telescope, as it was named just a few years ago in 1999 after Mr. Guimard, he made a nice donation here to the George Observatory to handle maintenance on the telescope, about $250,000, and that's used to keep the telescope operating nicely. The telescope was originally purchased by the Houston Museum of Natural Science from LSU, Louisiana State University, and that was done in about 1987. I think they paid a grand total of about $175,000 for it. Nobody seems to know what LSU originally paid for the telescope, but it was commissioned for them in 1969, the same time we first set foot on the moon. But the telescope, it's very old technology, very 1960s technology, and it just seems to be very consistent in how it works and very stable. So it's a pleasure to keep it working, and it's a pleasure to use the telescope out here and show the public stuff in the night sky.
Now, when we talk about a 36-inch telescope, what are we talking about as far as size?
The size of the telescopes, as we talk about them, we always refer to the aperture or the diameter of the objective in the telescope. If it's a refracting telescope, it would be the lens up at the far end of the scope. But if it's a reflecting telescope, like the 36-inch, then it's the diameter of the mirror.
Now, there's also some refractors on this, mounted on this scope. Is that correct?
Yes. We have an 11-inch f/14 that was donated by Preston Engelbretson and his wife, local folks here in Houston. He purchased a telescope for about $11,000 and finally decided that he couldn't keep the telescope himself. He just really had no way to be able to set it up at his home and use it. So he decided to donate it to the George Observatory, and that was installed about 2 years ago in October.
Dennis, thanks for telling us about your experience out here at the George Observatory.
Thank you.